morning, my name is Ali Tobias, and welcome to the O Ali Factor. We have a fabulous guest today on our show. She's an author who wrote over 100 books, not only for children, but for young adults as well. Here she is. Give it up for Catherine Lasky! Okay. Welcome to the show, Catherine.
Oh, thanks for having me.
I'm going to start off by asking a few questions. Where did you grow up?
Well, I'm originally from Indianapolis in Indiana, but right now I live in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
So what kind of books do you write?
Well, I write both fiction and nonfiction books, such as Lone Wolf.
It's funny you brought that up. What are some books you wrote?
Well, let's see. I wrote Lone Wolf, of course, Shadow Wolf, The Capture, The Journey, and The Rescue, to name just a few.
Now, did any of these books turn into movies?
Yes, The Guardians of Gahelu, which I didn't mention before, but it was just recently turned into a feature film.
What inspired you to write Guardians of Gahelu?
Well, essentially, the inspiration came from my mother. You know, she always believed in me when others didn't, and she always said that I should be a writer.
What are some awards you won?
Well, I've won the Boston Globe Award. I've also received the National Jewish Book Award and the Board Book Council Award.
So are you married? Do you have kids?
Yes, actually. My husband's name is Chris, and we have 2 children, a boy named Max, and my daughter's name is Meredith.
Now we're going to get a question from the studio audience. So, sweetie, what's your name and what's your question?
My name's Maddie, and I always wanted to know why you separated the book into 3 parts.
Well, thank you for the question, Maddie. Actually, the 3 parts in the book represent the stages of growth in Folan's life. You know, part 1, he's kind of dependent on the grizzly bear, and he's not very independent at all. You know, he doesn't really do things on his own. And then part 2 starts when the grizzly bear dies, and he sort of has to be more independent, and he's kind of finding his way and learning to be on his own in this journey. And then part 3, he's back in the pack, he's found his way home, and part 3 is about him sort of proving himself and how far he's come to everyone else in the pack.
So this book is pretty recent, right?
Yeah. It was published in January of 2010, so it's pretty new.
So tell us more of the theme of Lone Wolf.
Well, this is a story of survival and courage. It's basically about overcoming obstacles. You know, this pup was left in the wilderness just to die, and he survives, and more than that, he triumphs.
Okay, great. What kind of research did you do on this book?
Well, I did really extensive research on wolves, and I looked at their behaviors and their interactions for many years before writing this book. And actually, as I was growing up, there was a Harvard zoology department really close to my house, so I would just go there and spend hours upon hours, you know, looking at these wolves' skeletons and their features. So I was actually very prepared for writing this book.
Lastly, do you want to add anything about the book?
Well, as you mentioned before, I have written close to 100 books, and Lone Wolf sort of served as my stepping stone into writing more books, because a lot of my characters from one book carry over into other books and maybe their own series. So that's just another interesting fact about Lone Wolf.
Well, thanks for being with us today, Catherine.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
And thanks for tuning in to our show. Until next time, I'm Allie.